Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker this afternoon is Mr. Howie Lau, Vice President, Corporate Development of Lenovo Worldwide Finance Organization. In his current portfolio, Mr. Lau oversees Lenovo's end-to-end post-merger management and all related merger and acquisition matters. Previously, he was the Vice President for Asia Pacific and Latin American Marketing and Communications. Mr. Lau is also the President of the Singapore Computer Society. Mr. Lau was conferred the prestigious NUS Eminent Business Alumni Award and the NUS Outstanding Young Alumni Award for his achievement and contribution to the IT industry. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Howie Lau to deliver the graduation address. Mr. Lau, please.
This is an amazing sight. Thank you so much for inviting me to join in this very amazing milestone for the graduates today. This is both exciting as well as nervous for me because to stand in front of so many people. But I'm very honored to represent the Singapore Computer Society today to come and share with you, hopefully over the next 15 minutes, some thoughts regarding the IT industry. But first things first, let me just say a very good afternoon to the Principal and CEO, Mr. Tan Chun Sen, members of the Board of Governors who are here, our Deputy Chairman of the Advisory Committee, Mr. Tony Chow, faculty members, distinguished guests, happy parents, and most importantly, the graduates of graduating class of 2015. The few congratulations to kick off the speech. Obviously, congratulations to the lecturers and the tutors of Singapore Poly. I'd like to also congratulate the parents. I see many beaming faces. I remembered when I graduated, my parents were the happiest. They told me that they were the happiest people in the world, which was a bit strange because I was the one receiving the certificate, but they were happier than me. But it was nice. So congratulations to the parents. And I'd like to also congratulate the graduates for two reasons. Reason number one, obviously, is that you're getting your diploma today. You have acquired not just knowledge, but also 3 years of experiences, 3 years of friendship. But I'd like to also congratulate you for having taken the very brave decision and the very good decision to take a diploma in IT, that's based in IT. And for some of you who is going into the working world, for taking this very brave step as well. Because this is a very exciting industry. And don't just take my word for it, because obviously I'm biased. I'm from the Singapore Computer Society. But IT is big and getting bigger. So I put together a couple of data points just to share with you. One, this just recently came out, and this is done by Forbes. And Forbes did an analysis of the most valuable brands in the world. And out of the top 10, 6 are IT companies. In fact, the top 3 are IT companies. Fortune magazine did a survey of best companies to work for, and 2 out of the top 5 are IT companies. PwC did a study of the highest gain in market capitalization, which basically is a equivalent of the market value of a company. There's between 2009 to 2014. That means across all industries, which are the biggest growth in terms of market capitalization. And 6 out of the top 10 in this PwC report are IT companies. So IT is big and only getting bigger. But the other aspect of IT that you should be excited about as you take this journey is that IT is not just big as an industry. IT is also extremely pervasive. It is a critical component in almost every other company that are known outside of IT. Recently, I read an article about this gentleman. His name is Sri Srinivasan. Sri works for the Metropolitan Museum of New York. As some of you know, the Met is one of the most popular museums in the world. It has one of the biggest collections. It's about 145 years old. Sri's job in the Met, his title is the Chief Digital Officer. So in the museum, he has a Chief Digital Officer, and I was super surprised that he has a staff of 140 people. And his role is to bring digital technology to life in the museum. In the article, he was also asked, who was the biggest competitor to the museum? Could you guess who he said was the biggest competitor in the museum? He said Candy Crush. which is true. I mean, my wife plays Candy Crush a lot, so IT is pervasive. It's not just big as an industry, it's pervasive and cuts across many, many different other industries. And as you graduate, I'm sure one of the things that's on your mind, if not your mind, your parents' mind, would be jobs. And if you're in IT and you're in Singapore, it's a good space because many MNCs, literally all the big brands in IT, have a presence in Singapore or regional office or even some global presence. So if you choose to go work in a MNC, there's a lot of choices. If you choose to work in a local company, many are using IT. If you choose to go into a startup or to have your own startup, Singapore has a very vibrant ecosystem for startups as well. I think we are very proudly home to 2 unicorns at least right now. One is Grab Taxi and the other one is Razer. So whether you're looking at going into startups, into local enterprises, or into MNCs, Singapore is a great place for that. But as you step into IT, I would also like to perhaps share with you a couple of things that you should continue to keep an eye on. I'm sure you're familiar with these 2 big trends that's going on, but to continue to keep an eye on these 2 items. One is big data, and the second one is IoT. Big data, as you know, is a big buzzword, and big data will only get bigger, pardon the pun. This piece of quote that I got from IBM chap I thought was pretty insightful. In the last 48 hours, we've generated more data than we ever did from the beginning of mankind to 2003. So every photo you take, everything you post on the internet, data is being generated consistently and very quickly. Companies all around the world and organizations around the world are looking for ways to leverage the data that's available out there. So data is a big trend. In fact, one of the reports I read is that there is a total in 2015 about 8 zettabyte of data around. So if you know terabyte, 1,000 terabyte is equals to 1 petabyte, 1,000 petabyte equals to 1 exabyte, 1,000 exabyte is equals to 1 zettabyte. So it's 8 with 21 zeros behind. That's a lot of data. A lot of companies are looking to use the data. Data is a double-edged sword. Let me share with you a funky site I found recently. This is a website, it's in beta right now, it's called Crystal Knows. What Crystal does, if you sign up, Crystal Knows will go and find across the internet information about the person you like to find out about. It will read articles, it will see things that you've posted or things that have been written by you or for you or about you, and gives you an analysis of what this person is like, and then gives you recommendation how to communicate with this person, how to write to this person. So I did a check with a couple of my friends as well as my own profile. It is scary, it is pretty accurate. But the scary part is that even if it's not accurate, somebody has formed a view about you on the internet even without you knowing about it. So Crystal does know. If you'd like to try, go sign up for the beta program. I'm not a shareholder, so this is not a plug. Big data is big. The next big trend, obviously, to continue to keep an eye on is IoT. Today we have smart cars, smart fridges, smart TVs. Tomorrow we have smart cutlery, we have smart plates, we will have smart plants and smart shoes. So everything is going smart because miniaturization technology is becoming more prevalent. Cost of components is coming down. So there will be continued smart things coming around. This little device I saw at Best Buy when I was in Chicago about a month ago. $239. At first I thought it was just a normal digital home viewing camera that has pan and tilt. When I read in detail, for $239 you get not only a digital camera, you get a motion sensor, you get a device that measures your humidity, that measures your air quality, your temperature, tracks your sound as well as motion. On top of that, it can be trained to distinguish between pets moving around and a real intruder. $239. By the way, I read the reviews, it doesn't work very well, but it's a start. It's a start, okay? So this is one device. Another example I like a lot is by this lady called Keita Vega, a Brazilian engineer. She took technology and married it with beauty accessories. So her company is called Beauty Tech. She pioneered a number of things. One is to put an RFID transponder into your nail extension. So for the ladies who wear nails extension and for the few guys that I know who does, this can be your future smart card, this can be your future SMRT card, this could open your doors. when this technology becomes mature. She also demonstrated using chemically metallized eyelashes with conductive eyeliner so that when you blink, the connection will send a signal to a drone. I couldn't find the video. I read about it. But it sounds exciting. So guys, next time you see a lady winking at you, double check, okay? It may not be what you think. But this examples of future of how smart things can be. So IoT is only at the beginning. Standards are still being fought over, but there will be more and more potential in the IoT space. These are just two examples. I shared these two examples basically because when you enter the IT world, you must be aware that things move at a very rapid pace. The IT industry moves faster than any other industry that I know of. If you're oil and gas is oil and gas. If you're in accounting, the principles and the standards do not change very much. But you're in IT, be prepared for a series of changes as you move into this industry. 3 years ago, we'll probably not have not many of us would have heard of 3D printing. But today, 3D printing, you see so many companies out there. And I like this particular one by Mink, by this lady called Grace Choi. She used 3D printing to basically allow you to personalize and design your own makeup kit. This is not the box. This is the color palettes for your mascara, eyeliner, foundation, and what have you. So this is an example of the evolution of 3D printing because these things will get more mature and you become more pervasive. But having said that, this is just one example. The beauty of the IT industry is that because of the speed of change, you get a lot of new opportunities that's always coming out. New companies is coming out. New companies that may not have existed 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but today are giants of the industry. So as you step into IT, be aware. Things do change every 3 to 5 years, every 3 to 5 months, but that's part of the excitement, that's part of the opportunities. So with that, let me come to the second last slide, which is a couple of things that I thought would be nice to share with you as parting thoughts. One is that given the speed of change and excitement that is in IT, keep learning. Keep staying curious because what you learn in Singapore Poly will give you a very strong foundation. But that is not enough. As you keep moving, you must keep learning. When I first joined IBM a long time ago, I was selling mainframes and doing a bit of programming on the mainframe. Obviously, while the mainframe continues to be one part of the ecosystem, a lot of new technologies have evolved. I was just sharing with Tony that right now I'm on YouTube learning Python because I read about PM's Sudoku code and I was like, that's pretty cool. So if PM can, maybe I can. So far cannot, but I'm still trying. But keep learning. Second thing is be a connector of dots. In the past, if you had access to information, you had a privilege and the ability to bring value. Today, everyone carries at least one handphone. So your ability to create value from having information is not enough. Value comes from being able to look through the data, look through the opportunities, and connect the dots between the gaps. That's where value is created. I'm sure you guys know Uber. Uber is the largest taxi company in the world, but they do not own any taxis. Facebook is the largest media company in the world, but they do not generate any content. Airbnb does not have any real estate. These are companies that have seen gaps and were able to connect the dots. So whether you start a company or whether you join an MNC, your ability to connect the dots will be a differentiator. So it's not just about learning, it's not just about knowing, it's about connecting the dots. And lastly, your digital footprint. Even without crystal nose, you are who you are seen to be on the internet, unfortunately, whether that's real or not. I was fortunate that when I was graduating, things that I did in school were never on the internet. So that was good. I'm not sure what you've done, but moving forward, what I would recommend is that keep an active eye on how the world sees you on the internet. Because whether it's your prospective employer, your future partners, your future spouses, mother-in-laws or parents-in-laws, everyone will go to the internet to look up who you are. So do spend a bit of time to manage your digital footprint. So with that, I hope that in the past 15 minutes I had a chance to share with you a little bit about the IT industry, which I'm sure you've studied a lot about, but it is an exciting industry. So on behalf of the Singapore Computer Society, I'd like to say congratulations and a big welcome to the IT industry. Thank you very much.